Many questions on your mind, searched all around, but you couldn't find. Here's a program that's made for you, so your faith can be renewed. Oh, we know easy, yes we know, but you go make 'em for sure. We'll become the saints in jeans and shirt. Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Politics can be said to be the activities associated with the governance of a country. Politics is also a dirty game, they say. In a country like Nigeria, however, youths have been overlooked as political candidates and for anything political in general. So today we shall be asking, are things changing? Should they change? Or what can we do about youth's participation in politics? Hi and welcome to Catholic Faith Forum. I am May, and today we shall be talking about youth in politics. With me, I have two amazing guests in the house, and they are ready to give it to us and explain everything we have to ask today. First of all, I have Father Gabriel Odunaiya. He's the chaplain for the Catholic Youth Organization of Nigeria for Lagos Archdiocese. Welcome, Father.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Yeah, so we're happy to have you here. I can see you're ready.
Ready.
And I also have Mr. McDonald Igbokwe. He's the Director of Administration for Youth in Politics. Welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, I can see you have your political face on. Let me put on my face too.
Thank you very much.
Yes, okay. So stay with us and we'll discuss youth in politics when we come back from this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Catholic Faith Forum and May as usual, and today we'll be talking about youth in politics. Youth participation in politics. Father, I don't know. Do youth really participate in politics?
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Of course, they do.
Because I feel like a lot of the time we just have the babas and the mamas. Okay, a few mamas, but mostly the babas in the political offices.
Yeah, we have always had the young people participating in politics, but the impact is what we should talk about.
Okay.
The impact of young people's participation in politics. Of course, we know that there's a very nice and wonderful development with the new bill that was just passed.
Not too young to run.
Not too young to run.
Yes.
And that was actually signed into law on June 1st, 2018 by the President, Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes.
And this is to give room for young people to come into politics and make their own impact, felt.
Yes, but I heard that this is not going to take effect from 2019. Is that true?
I do not know when that was said.
Okay.
It's already passed into law. I don't think we need any other time for us to begin to take action.
Okay, Father. Okay, Mr. Mark. So why do you think there's a general low participation of youth in politics around the world, in fact?
Participation.
Yes.
Youth are actually participating in politics. The difference between what they're doing and what they should be doing is taking a look at their roles in today's politics.
Okay. Explain further, please.
We have our youth participating in politics as political talks. We have our youth participating in politics as party agents. We have our youth participating in politics as mercenaries to take care of riggings of all levels.
Okay.
So our youth actually participate in politics.
But in the wrong way.
Which is the landmark of, the hallmark of my movement, is to sensitize the youth of the need to take the role as assigned to them by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are meant to stand for vote, and you are meant to vote for candidates. That is what we are meant to do. Our job, as assigned to us by the Federal Republic of Nigerian Constitution, is not to go and do political talks. It's not to go and do electioneering, rigging. It's not to go and be one of the hired
mercenaries
for campaign runs. Well, that's not the roles that we're meant to do. So it is high time we get to understand the need for us to take active participation in doing exactly what the law has assigned to us.
So you believe youth should actually come out for political offices?
Not just coming out for political offices. It starts from taking active interest in what is going on around you. By the time you complain from your bedroom, from the comfort of your room, about so many things not going right, you don't know that your inability to have gotten involved from the beginning of the process has denied you this dividends that you should have enjoyed.
Okay.
So what we are doing now is to make the root youth understand that they have now to start taking active interest and participating actively, starting with being with registered political parties.
Okay.
Going to register and obtaining their PVCs. That is the first step.
Okay.
Before we talk about your aspirations.
So we should all register and vote first and foremost. If we haven't registered,
get our PVCs, get ready to vote.
Okay. Okay, Father, do you think it's a sin for a Catholic to be involved actively in politics and then vie for political office?
When we say something is a sin, that means that thing is a wrongdoing. And for a Catholic to be participating in politics is not a wrongdoing. Therefore, it's not a sin for a Catholic to participate actively in politics. In fact, it is highly encouraged that Catholics should take active role in politics, good politics.
But there's always this argument that if you get involved with politics, your hand will not be clean. So it's something that is not for Christians, in fact, in general. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, of course, there are good examples of politicians who are Christians who have been holding forth in terms of discharging their duties in their various places. So Catholics participating in politics will really make a lot of impact and changes in our world, especially in our country, Nigeria. The church has always encouraged her children to take that leadership role in order for them to put things right. You know, there are a lot of things that are actually going on, to be particular in our country, Nigeria, where partisan politicking, people are just voting for a particular person because of friendship or because of what they stand to gain, but not for the common good. The church has always called us to stand out. I remember very clearly one of the documents of the church, an encyclical written by Pope Leo XIII in 1891, talking about, of course, titled Rerum Novarum, charging Christians to come out to stand for the truth, to be instruments of justice in the world where there is no justice. So for you to be able to make impact as a leader, I think you need to understand what it takes to be a leader. That is, you are ready to make sacrifices. I believe that with the teachings of the church, any Catholic who comes out to be a leader should be able, if he or she wants to show that a true son or daughter of the church, will stand out in whatever he or she finds himself in politics.
Okay, nicely put. Okay, Mr. Mark, you know, they said youth, generally they say youths are not as experienced as the older hands, so they are not going to be able to handle such political offices. What do you think about that? Do you think it's true that youth are not ready, are not emotionally, financially, physically ready to handle major political offices?
When you talk about the experience, you don't really have to go through it to get the experience. The experience can be acquired. What I mean by this is this. What does the experience avail you? It gives you the opportunity to avoid what has been done wrong, and as well maintain and sustain doing what method that have been successful. That's what experience does for you, nothing more. That's why when companies want to hire hands, they look for those who are experienced, because they know how to avoid those areas that are very dangerous and continue to excel. So, if you want to be a candidate to aspire for any position in Nigeria, as a youth, you must be ready to prepare yourself. It's a pity. I heard of the latest bill signed by our president, and people are clamoring, celebrating. Nice, fine, and good. But our youths are interpreting it in a very wrong way. They are seeing it as having given them a sense of entitlement. I completely disagree. Power can never be entrusted. You wrestle for it. You contest. You can only do well if you are prepared.
True, true.
But let us say, in Nigeria, in this particular climate, in our political experience, we have developed a system that have continually and is still treating equally unequals. Let's say we're on a 100-meter dash.
Yes.
You place someone on line 80, and you expect someone to start from line 0. That's exactly what's going on. So opening the political space could be a gimmick, indeed. The truth is, you cannot expect the good brains, the youth that will make a difference that we want in Nigeria, to get actively involved in politics if you don't take care of several factors, starting with the role of money in politics, the militarization of Nigerian political process, the so-called independent existence of the institution called INEC.
Okay.
I remember vividly the time of Humphrey Wonsu, how he stood his ground to ensure that the man who contested and won the election was actually given the mandate. This is what should be allowed by the institution of the state, not by an individual. So we should take away the individualization of our political process to institutionalization of our political process and make our culture better. It's only when we do this that the reasonable youth that can prepare themselves and actively come and make a change would get involved. Otherwise, politics will continue to be seen in Nigerian climate as a dirty game.
Nicely put. Thank you very much. But first of all, before we continue this conversation, because I'm actually enjoying myself, we need to go and listen to the opinions of our people from the streets. We always do that, get people's opinions about every topic we are handling. So let's just stay tuned and hear what people have to say. Don't go anywhere.
Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Whether we like it or not, we must play a role in who leads and governs us. Whether Christian, Muslim, or any religion, if Christians choose to sit back and allow other denomination or other religion to do the voting, we are going to lose out. And whatever decision is taken, whenever that particular executive is being elected or inaugurated, is going to affect the Christian that refuse to vote. So in my own opinion, everybody should participate. It's high time every Christian should go and get his or her PVC and participate actively in this election. Gone are those days when we sit back in our home and say, let them go and do, and after all, our vote will not count. Our vote do count. It is when we don't vote, we are not giving them the room to rig the elections. But immediately we cast our votes, the rigging will be so minimal. If everybody that is registered have the opportunity to cast their votes, you find out that there might not be room for any rigging. Thereby, our voice will now be heard.
As a matter of fact, any Christian that doesn't participate in this election, something is wrong with what Christians heard. Because if you really look at it, there is a need for us to participate. Even there's a need for the clergy to also participate. Because the president is for the nation, and we all belong to the nation. So there's a need for us to participate actively and vote the right person that God has told us to vote for.
Okay, I think Christians should participate in the election because even in the Bible, they said something about Christians taking part in governorship. Like when Jesus said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and God what belongs to God. For me, I think even God approves Christians taking part in political activities in the country. So I think Christians should vote, and they should not vote based on religion. They should vote based on who they think is good to take that post.
I think it's the only way they can actually change the status quo. They cannot do that by praying in churches. They should actually go out there and make their thoughts more visible by transcending into actions. So politics is not bad. It's actually good. It's how the society is being run. It starts from the family. So it's something good if a Christian wants to, but he has to have a strategy. And I don't know, whatever the strategy is.
Catholic Faith Forum on TV.
Welcome back. There you have it. People are actually gingering for this next upcoming election. I can't really wait to see what's happening because everybody wants to participate in one way or the other. So I have to ask, what is an enabling environment for youth to participate in politics? And do we really have such enabling environments for youth participation right now in Nigeria?
Well, I guess the question is for me.
Yes, it is.
I must be honest with you. The way our political landscape is defined now in Nigeria is not really encouraging. I must be honest with you. There are so many things that would discourage an honest youth to invest in the political process of today. So many. The way and manner the political process of Nigeria has been monetized is so overwhelming. And the point is, we've been playing with the idea of trying to check the role of money in politics.
Okay.
And yet, nothing is done indeed. As I speak with you, for every political party, if you approach them for a nomination form, if they call the kind of amounts that they will ask you to pay for you to get just a nomination form to serve your people.
Wow.
You'll be wondering, is it an investment kind of? I think I've been mandated by law to prosecute sources of campaign funds. Yes,
Okay.
they are meant to check and as well as ensure that the sources of campaign funds are not illegal. And there is a maximum amount of money you are meant to use to run any campaign process. But that is not being obtained, that's not what is obtaining, and that's not being done. So what happens? Like I said before, treating equally people of unequal background. You now have a daddy. Of course, you know full well that no matter the area of life you've chosen, with time, your estate grows.
Definitely.
And that grows with age as well. So that is to say that the elderly you are, the more money and more fortune you may collect.
Yes.
And that puts it to the table that if there's no level playing ground, it will be difficult for the decent youth
To actually participate.
who has good intention, who has the country at heart, to get involved in politics.
So what can be done about this? Can't it be changed or?
Well, the thing that can be done about it is doing the right thing as it is now. We have seen what is not right about our political process. We have seen what is not right about our political culture even. Because the process have given a mentality to the electorate that once a candidate approaches you for your vote, you ask for something in return. Because this has been the practice over time. So if we do not take care of these issues, it will still be difficult for you to measure up with those money bags. So when I look at what is happening in other climes, where someone who developed as a child washing dishes to make a living, would eventually rose to be a senator, from Senate became the president of the United States of America. I'm speaking of Barack Obama. You'll be wondering, why is it difficult for a nobody with no background to actually succeed
in Nigeria,
such an ambition in Nigeria? These are the reasons.
I think I want to.
Okay.
I think I want to add a little to what you have
You're welcome. You're welcome.
made a very fantastic point there. I think there is a need for us to establish a reward system as against godfatherism.
Okay.
A system whereby people are supported based on merit. What he has just mentioned the issue or the difficulty for a young person in procurement of a nomination forms, where we are, of course, the age is reduced by the new law.
By the new lawyers.
But I don't think the money for the procurement
has been reduced.
Has been reduced.
Sure.
For presidency, you have 10 million.
Oh my God.
Governorship candidates, you have 5 million. Senate, you have 2 million. And state assembly, you have 1 million. So I believe that in the long run, if you, as you have said, that we are jubilating that we have a new law that will allow young people to come into the political space, we may end up still having same poison in different bottles. Because it is those who are able to galvanize and support their own children to be able to do so. So I think creation of or establishing of a reward system whereby people are tested based on what they can offer. Let everybody see it. Not somebody will just come from back door
and just throw money.
Yes, that would be an enabling environment for us to really get the people we need to serve us.
Exactly.
I think that is the little I can add to that.
You did well.
So what can be done to actually encourage youths to participate more in politics? Since things are changing, obviously with the Not Wrongs Young Bill, things have changed. So what can be done to actually encourage youths to involve themselves in these right political practices?
Okay. There are so many things that can be done.
Okay.
Number one is in the area of education. And we are really lagging behind in the area of education. Francis Bacon would say, knowledge is power. And if you don't give education to young people, they will continue to wallow in the shadow of other people who have benefited in, of course, in the fat resources of our nation, and they will not believe that they can actually do something for themselves. Okay. So when you give young people education, and they get to know what it is, believe you me, things will change. And it's quite unfortunate that many of our leaders today, they've benefited so much in education. Many of them, they didn't even spend a kobo on education. They got this education on platter of gold, and now young people are being deprived
of this education.
I think education is one of the things that we can give to our young people. Let us see how we can put the structure of good education on ground. Once that is done, because if you look at it, our young Nigerians are energetic. They have that innate capacity. Even when they are placed with some of their foreign counterparts,
they excel.
They excel better than
yes.
them. You go to UK, you see most of the people that are doing very better there, they are doing well there, are young Nigerians. If you go to US, go to everywhere, they are young Nigerians, but when basic amenities are lacking, so they can't give their best. So education is part of the basic amenities that the government need to put in place for young people, for them to really give their best.
Okay. Mr. Mark, so what are some of these alternative methods that youths can actually engage in to let their voice be heard? What can they do to actually make a change, to bring about a change?
Actually, youth in politics have taken the lead in ensuring that this desire, this burning fire for a change in the narratives of this country is listened to and is taken seriously. We are taking the campaign to all the corners of this country. As I speak with you, I can authoritatively tell you that youth in politics is in existence. I don't mean virtual members on the social media. I mean real members on ground, foot on ground members of youth in politics in all 36 states of the Federation. So far, so good. But we have a target. We are very much aware that not less than 68% of this country's population is actually the youth. And if that be the case, that is to say that a united youth
Can
a
actually
united youth force can actually determine the
make a difference.
The fate of this country. By this I mean, if all the youths in this country can obtain their PVCs, go to the polling units, polling booths, and vote the right candidates, only the right candidates, believe me, the storyline will change for this country. I will start seeing the real change that we so much desire.
Nicely put. Okay, Father, what is the Catholic Church doing in this part of the world to actually encourage youth to participate?
Well, of course, the youth are part of the family.
Yes.
So the church has always been encouraging the family to take active participation in politics, as my brother has mentioned. For us to bring about the change we desire in this recent time, the church everywhere in Nigeria have been using the pulpits also to evangelize and also to advise and admonish, as the case may be, their people to get their PVC. And of course, the church has always been at the forefront of bringing about good governance in any nation. Of course, it's happened recently in our country, Nigeria, here, when some few persons were murdered in the church, 2 priests and 17 parishioners. You saw how the church in Nigeria took it on it chose the day of the burial of these persons, and we had a peaceful protest in all states of the nation, to telling the government that enough is enough with killings. Yes. And they should focus primarily on the security and the well-being of every Nigerian. And the church will continue to cry out. Okay. The church will not stop doing that. So as the church is doing that, I'm also using this platform to also cry out to the government to stop the incessant killings that is going on in our country, Nigeria, and face the simple business that they have to do. Yeah. Security and well-being of every Nigerian. Provide basic amenities so that every one of us can have peace.
Okay. Thank you very much, Father. Thank you, Mr. Mark. It's been an amazing session, but funny enough, we're out of time. So thank you so much for watching Catholic Faith Forum today. I'm sure you learned a lot about youth and youth participation in politics. So make sure you get your PVC. Your vote is your power. Keep watching Catholic Faith Forum. Follow us on our social media platforms at CFF on TV and previous episodes of the show at Dominica Media Presents on YouTube. Thank you for being with us, and may keep being saints in jeans and shirts.